Ain't no one in the NFL better than me.
Let's jump into Fluker for real. Got a handful of guys to talk about here. Surprisingly, after the week we had, you'd think it was just a down game or down week for everybody. But some guys to talk about here. Starting out with Russell Wilson, Wes, first start for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the gold and black. Shit. I mean, maybe there's something going on here, dude. What's going on? I mean, 28.8 fantasy points. I think, where are you at here with Russ? I think this is interesting.
I think it is interesting as well because it was such a slow start. And I think part of it was the chemistry needed to be rebuilt because he was the starter for the offseason as well. And Justin Fields took over because of the calf injury. And so I think I'm willing to say for real, but I don't know who you would start him over. But if you need a spot start, sure. I mean, I get it.
He's a strong streamer for sure. I want to see it again, but I mean, he looked awesome. Like it looked like I can't. It looked like Seattle Russ for a second, and I was like, oh,
just for one moment,
is he going to be able to play his way back in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. We'll see. Next one here, Drake Maye, just mentioned him. I'm going to call this one for real. I believe in it. I believe, obviously, Jacksonville was a great matchup for him. But he had a crazy, powerful Houston Texans defense coming at him in his first NFL start, and he was the QB 10. I think he brings a lot of versatility. I think this is legit. I think he's got the Jets next week, so might be a little bit tough matchup. But hey, maybe he'll Russell Wilson and he'll score 30 fantasy points. You never know. I don't know if I'm starting him next week. It kind of depends, but I think he needs to be rostered 100%.
I think rostered as well because the next few starts are going to be a real test. I just give it 2 games is where I put it because you got the Jets and then the Titans, and they have a really good defense that not to be talked about, and then it's the Bears.
Yeah. Dude, can you imagine though if he gets 4 starts in and he's just continues to be a top 10 guy?
Then we have the conversation: is he
this is
better than the guy you have now starting?
Yeah,
but I agree. I think he can do this. He can.
I'll just break the fourth wall here, West. In our league, I'll be going after Drake May. Now I don't have a lot of fab. I believe I have $1 of fab because my team. I've been trying to figure things out. And I am 2-5. And man, when I get Cooper Kupp and Christian McCaffrey, and this team is going to mesh, and it's going to be great. But
good.
I'm going to try and get Drake May. But would you start Drake May or Kyler Murray next week? Drake May against the Jets or Kyler Murray against the Dolphins? It's tough.
I think I'd go Murray.
Okay, I think that's what I'm leaning to, but I just wasn't sure. Yeah. Okay, Marcus Mariota. Let's talk about him because, dude, what an awesome little moment this was for him. I don't know how often he'll be back out there doing this. May get another week. Jayden Daniels is considered week to week right now, so we'll see. But I kind of got to call it fluke, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, obviously this is just a question. Yeah, I was about to say just a question to know whether or not if Jayden Daniels doesn't start next week, should you start Marcus Mariota? Absolutely not, because it's the Bears.
Yeah, no.
It's the Bears. No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Panthers suck. That's what I learned.
Yeah, Panthers are ass. Anyways, okay. Cedric Tillman, 18 fantasy points. You just talked about him. For real. This is awesome. He'll probably be the top. I mean, him and Njoku are Njoku didn't even get mentioned because he's like 70% roster, but if he's out there on your waiver wire, you need to grab him. Between Tillman and Njoku, that's going to be the entire passing game, and it's going to be awesome. And it's Jameis Winston, so it'll be a good time. Jonnu Smith, this was infuriating to watch. Even as Dolphins fans, it's like this is I'm so pissed at Mike McDaniel. I don't know what the conversations were internally, but this was just weird. But 22.6 fantasy points. Unfortunately, this is a fluke because Tua is going to be back. Yeah, you'd hope we could find and strike tight end gold, but unfortunately, this isn't the case.
No,
I mean
no.
But good for him, man. I mean, it's exciting. It's cool.
Nice
but it was
game.
also put the ball to Tyreek Hill, man. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Here's one that might not be fluke, and I'm gonna just prep. I just want to be careful on this. Jatavion Sanders. Remind me, I believe rookie tight end. Yes,
rookie tight end. I'm going to pull up my rookie
Texas.
notes.
From
I
Texas?
believe Texas, yes.
Yes,
Sure,
rookie tight
we'll
end
go
from
with that.
Texas. 6 catches on 6 targets for 61 yards. Now, I don't know for sure what's going to happen here, but I've been monitoring him for a couple weeks now, and he's slowly been inching better and better and better and being more and more involved. For a rookie tight end to be getting more consistently better and better and improving upon himself every single week, it's worth monitoring. And I can't say for real on 12.1 because that's like a tight end 1 this year. So I can't say that.
Yeah.
But keep your eye on Ja'Tavion Sanders. That's all. I'm going to say fluke until but if we keep seeing this, he's a legitimate deeper leagues, 12, 14 man leagues. If you're in a tough spot at tight end, I don't hate picking him up. He is being very involved. What do your rookie notes say, Wes?
I'm having a difficult time finding them, but I will say that he was involved in the camp during this season, that, he was part of the offensive rapport. And just a kind of small commentary by the Panthers, I don't know, they might turn back to Bryce Young. It was fun to see Andy Dalton have a nice 2-game stretch, blowing out the Raiders and then having a shootout with the Bengals, but it's gone. It's disappeared. There's also rumors about Diontae Johnson going somewhere. People might try to trade for him. I don't understand why. What are you going to get in return for Diontae? So maybe this is a very speculative ad, but he's a big-bodied guy. I wish I could find my rookie notes. I don't know where they are right now, but I
he was
get
a
it.
4th round pick. One of the first picks, I think, of the 4th round. So I remember everyone really liked him. I guess Daniel Jeremiah gave an Isaiah Likely comp, which I guess I kind of see. I'm not entirely sure. But, anyway, just monitor him. Keep your ear out. Hey, George Pickens.
League loser.
A league loser, and I walked back my take. I don't remember. Did we get this out? I don't remember if
No, this was on our weekly rankings.
That's where it was. So make sure you're in our Discord.
Yeah,
because 2 weeks ago, I was like, "Hey, George Pickens, the production hasn't been there, but the underlying metrics, the air yards and the Pat Surtain has made everyone look foolish all year." When the Broncos and the Steelers played each other, George Pickens had 2 plays where he sunned Patrick Surtain and they got called back on penalties. And I was like, okay, wait, hang on. I'm going to need to walk this back for a second. So 22 fantasy points for George Pickens. 5 catches on 9 targets for 111 yards and a touchdown. On Sauce Gardner, show it to me again. All right? Show it to me again.
Sure.
And show it to me maybe one more time after that. And then we'll talk. But I like the opportunity. I mean, 9 targets is great. I mean, I like and he looked better with Russ. Obviously, best game of the season with Russell Wilson. So show it to me again. We'll see. But Keon Coleman, hey, 16.5 fantasy points, 4 catches on 7 targets. Did he have 125 yards?
He had one really big catch. That's kind of the point that I want to make.
Didn't he catch a touchdown? I thought did he not have a touchdown? I
don't believe so.
That was how that came, but I'll check you talk and I'll
okay. So
stat check.
Yeah, you confirm. I don't recall him. No touchdown. Just a lot of yards. A lot of yards for this guy. So Keon, that's always great. Also, just to see high double digits.
That called back to on. It was close, and he didn't get the other foot down. That's what it was. I remember.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes, he bobbled it, and then his foot went out of bounds, and he couldn't quite secure the catch. But I think this is the benefactor of Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper. I think so. I think this is.
I think so too.
I think this is starting to be a real thing now.
I think this could be for real, and it's impressive, especially against the Titans, because they have a really good pass defense. I know it's Josh Allen
losing for a long time.
Yeah, the Bills were down in the game. Again, it's going to be interesting because I feel like we see 2 different versions of the Bills' offense any given night. It could be this incredible run game. It could be what we just saw. It was Josh Allen was slinging it and he did great, and this pass game was doing awesome. But yeah, I think when Keon Coleman gets to be the number 2, he is interesting. Which we said from the beginning. I said back at the draft, I said, I believe this is more of a Gabe Davis replacement than a Stephon Diggs replacement. And with Amari Cooper coming in to take that in a wide receiver 1 role, which, by the way, dude, he ran like 12 routes and he had 16 fantasy points. Like 12 routes in his first game with 16 fantasy points was awesome. Anyway,
did you see that he didn't know what the play was that he scored a touchdown on?
And he looked over to Keon Coleman to confirm or whatever, and then they asked Keon about it in the post game, and he they asked him, they're like, "Did you help him on that play?" And he was like, "Nah, he knew the play. He just needed to confirm it." And I was like, "Keon Coleman's awesome, man." So that's cool to see.
He's a funny guy.
Mark Andrews. Fluke. I mean, I'd love for it to be for real, but it's just
2 games in a row.
It is. I like what I'm seeing. And to be honest, listen, the 2 goose eggs were terrible, obviously. But it's been better beyond just those 2. It's 2 games in a row, finding the end zone, 2 games in a row being pretty solid.
You sell high?
I just need to, if you can, yeah. Or it's weird because you say sell high, or it could be a buy low from someone who just wants to sell him for nothing. Who just wants to okay, maybe I can get anything out of Mark Andrews right now. Because I don't know how high you can sell him after the season. But it was interesting to see for sure. But I mean, Isaiah Likely had 3 catches and 2 touchdowns last week, and we were like, I don't know.
That's true.
Let's just see. So,
Charlie Kohler had a touchdown last week as well.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm not entirely sure,
rather.
but we'll take a look at it. We'll see what we got here. And then Rachaad White, 29.1 fantasy points. This is strangely for real. I know it's a 3-headed monster from what they're saying, but with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin out, the usage is going to be crazy, and I feel he's going to see that PPR game emerge.
Yeah.
So if you held on for so long, congratulations. He's probably going to be more 29 might be extreme, might be the ceiling, the tippy top. But he's going to get back into the mid-teens. I feel pretty confident through the PPR game.
And there was concern because when Todd Bowles said they're going to run with a hot hand, we all thought, "Oh, that's Bucky Irving."
Rachaad White's hands have been in the deep freeze, so there's no way that's him. Yeah,
or it's Tucker. It's one of those two because they both had really good games, and then Rachaad White comes out Monday night and was like, "I got this." 2 receiving touchdowns. That's why we put him in our top 10 because of this PPR upside. So hopefully he can continue this. I think so. It was also a fairly late start. It was about this same time last year on a primetime game. I think it was the Buccaneers versus the Bills. We looked at each other and we said, would you take Rachaad White over this guy or this guy? It was around the same time.
Yeah.
So let's call this. I think it's for real.
Yeah, I think
it's for real.
For sure. Let's jump into the bad side of things here. A couple guys to talk about here. Demario Douglas with 3.4 points. Unfortunately, this is a fluke. Well, fortunately and unfortunately, this is a fluke. Unfortunate that we're talking about this, but fortunately, it's a fluke because again, just who spiked the punch? Just so frustrating. I was so ready for Demario Douglas to have such a great game, and I'm watching this London game early morning, and it's first drive, and it's like boom, 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 and I was like, dude. He is the guy. I was like, two catches in. I was like, listen. I do this in private, okay? But I was just like, I was so right. I'm so happy. I was so right about this. And then I'm watching we're a few drives in, and I'm like, why the hell isn't he getting the ball? And I was like, he's not in the game. I was like, why isn't that out there? And it's frustrating for sure. But hold on to him. And if he gets dropped, he's definitely, I think, worth a pickup. So as I mentioned before. So anyway, Travis Kelce, 5.7 points. Okay, ready? For real, unfortunately. Ready? Because it doesn't matter. I don't think any of the Chiefs care how they win the game. They just want to win. No. Dude. I almost Dude.
Whoa.
the Chiefs, man. This is so annoying. It's just so. Dude. Remember when they had fantasy relevant people going on in their life, and it was a good time.
Yep.
It's so annoying, dude. I just 5.7, 5 targets is nice, but like, I listen. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's a Niners defense, so like they're good, but like.
I won't.
I think they're just ready to. Dude, Kareem Hunt's carried the ball 50 times in 2 weeks.
That's insane.
And he's like, he was on the couch. Like, they're content.
Pulled a
By
Joe
the way,
Flacco.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, for anyone who's concerned that like he would come back and he was a healthy scratch. By the way, like Kareem is going to feast until Pacheco, when Pacheco comes back. I don't know if he'll be back for the regular season, but Kareem Hunt, what a guy.
Yeah.
Jayden Reed, 3 fantasy points. Fluke, he's awesome. This is just a down game. Romeo Doubs is getting pretty involved over these 2 weeks. Surprisingly, they were like, hey, you remember when you threw a fit?
Yeah.
Here, let's entice you.
Here you go.
Here.
Learned your lesson.
Yeah, let me make it up to you. But anyways, that's a fluke for sure. You keep rolling him out. Rhamondre Stevenson, 4.5 fantasy points. Dude, what changed? What happened? Remember he was getting like 30 opportunities a game?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what changed.
What happened?
Drake Maye.
Yeah,
Drake Maye.
probably.
This is a passing offense now. Sorry. But Stevenson, he had a nice PPR season 2 years ago with Mac Jones, but now he's got an actual wide receiver on that team with Demario Douglas. And Keyshawn Boutte had a nice outing as well. That was a fluke, but Hunter Henry is also emerging. This is a passing offense now. This is a passing offense. So Rhamondre Stevenson, this is for real. Sorry.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'll give him a little bit of a clearance here. He was injured all week with this whatever this foot injury was. That may have been part of the lingering problem, but a foot injury doesn't just take your opportunities from like 30 to 10 in a game. So I mean, it's definitely disappointing. Right. They were trailing a lot. The Patriots in the first 2 weeks were being competitive in games. Won week 1, took Seattle to overtime in week 2. So maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I think we said like this is great if they're in this game script.
We specifically called it out.
Remember that, and tell yourself that we did say that because that's Victory the lap. Case of what happened. Yeah, there you go. Posthumous victory lap right there. Anyway,
that word.
Thanks, dude. Diontae Johnson, you just mentioned him, Wes. Fluke. I mean, he's great. He's awesome.
This great, but also this like sucked.
Like, how did Marcus Mariota like dunk 40 on you? And
oh my gosh,
that sucked.
Playing next?
I think so. Here's my thing. I think the Commanders' defense is better than we think.
I think,
but only
true.
Against bad offenses. When it's a bad offense, I think they're gonna like just to shut them down. Because remember when we got really worried with Kyler, and it was like, dude, smash play against the Commanders, and Kyler sucked.
Oh yeah,
but then, but like Lamar and like Baker and all them, they did great against him. But like, hey, Andy Dalton. A little worse than Kyler. Joe Burrow. Yeah.
Don't start Diontae Johnson next week against Patrick Surtain.
Don't do that.
Or that Denver defense. But then the next week is the Saints. So hopefully there's your bounce back. Give it 2 weeks. But sure. Okay. I love the guy. I put him in my top 10.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We'll see.
He's great. He's a good guy. Like I know him. Good guy, man. Solid.
Good guy.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, Davante Adams. Oh, boy. New team. New quarterback. He's about to fly off the field for 6 fantasy points. I said when the trade happened, I was talking to my family about it, and I said, I can be a hater sometimes. And I'll tell you right now, I'm just going to be an absolute hater. I don't think I'm rooting for anything to work less than I am for this connection to happen. And I'm like a Davante Adams owner in leagues. I would love for him to get back to like that
Sure.
top 12, top 15 guy. Dude, the first pass of the game going to him being a target and he drops it, I cackled. It was incredible. Jets fans are so stupid, man. And they're like, this is going to fix everything. This is going to fix everything now. This is just what we needed.
Yeah.
A top 15 wide receiver of all time to reunite with his quarterback. That's just the one thing we needed. Hey, by the way, just pre-breaking news for a week from now, Aaron Rodgers is somehow going to get Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill traded to the team too. And
Yep.
It's just Aaron and friends over on the Jets now. So whatever. I mean, likely this is a fluke, but I mean, and the Steelers defense is good, but 9 targets is great in his first game out there. So, I mean, Aaron's going to force feed him, and it's going to be like Najee Harris rookie year with Ben Roethlisberger. It's just going to be Aaron's going to be on his cardiac medicine and just throw whatever.
I don't know. Could be Gary Wilson still. You never know.
It could be. That's possible. Let's all say it together. It's actually Breece Hall. Thank God. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Dude, happy days for him. Last one here, Marvin Harrison Jr. The experience sucks. It does. I don't know what more to say. I would borderline say they're wasting his talent, but it's just like, how do you not have a scheme that gets him like 10 opportunities in a game?
Dude, Dan Orlovsky was screaming. I mean, he was screaming at the Cardinals, like draw up a play to get him involved. Yeah. They started showing plays where he's not even like trying to block anymore because he's so frustrated that he's not even part of the offense. Yeah. James Conner owners are doing circles right now. They're like, dude, this guy is awesome. Yeah. People that decided to keep Kyler Murray because they're like, well, he's got the rushing upside. Well, there you had it, 44-yard rushing touchdown. But Marvin Harrison, man, I mean, there's the concussion. So I was planning to keep Marvin on my bench in one league, and then I saw he was cleared.
But then you're cleared by like Saturday, and it was like, oh,
yeah, but
good.
I said no.
You kept him out.
No, I don't. I kept him out, and
good call.
Thanks. I mean, I still lost because I had Jayden Daniels.
Because it's fantasy football this week, so we lost.
It's fantasy football, so
everyone lost.
But I had this idea, and this is what I said about Garrett Wilson, which worked out in the end. But I said, like, I've already benched him once, and it was the right call, and so now I don't know if I know when to start him again. So
yeah.
I hope it's fluke.
Tough. It might be one of those situations where it's like their best game happens on it, and it's tough because it's. We talked about it once before already, but it was like it's tough that it was the worst thing we could ever imagine week 1. And then like week 2 is probably going to end up this season being his best game of the year. And so it was like we had this expectation of, oh my gosh, he's this incredible. He's exactly what we thought he was. He's this 30-point wide receiver. He's incredible. Yeah. When in reality, it's like the past, handful of weeks, he was kind of middling by of like this like 12 to 17-point wide receiver, which was like, hey, for a rookie wide receiver, there you go. That's not bad. Like you're feeling okay about that, except for we drafted him as the highest drafted rookie wide receiver ever in fantasy football.
Yeah.
That's how that happened.
Yeah.
And the ADP was too high, always. And the only reason we own any of him, Wes, or at least together, was in the Creators League that we're in. He fell to the third round. And we were like, well, at this point, it feels like this is the point. Like, this is where it feels good to draft him. And then that's how that happened. So, anyhow.
Fluke
for real. There you go. That's it.